What is up, run fans? Welcome back to Light Up with me, Sam. We are at Worthing Parkrun today, as you can see, with this beautiful seafront setting. I'm running 9k to the start, and then gonna run Parkrun, and then I've got like 8k of marathon pace efforts to do, and then another bit on top. So I'm running like a total of 24k today. So it's a big session. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a hard run over. I've only been doing like 4:55 minutes per kilometre, and it's feeling hard, but I'm hoping the Parkrun magic will take over and we can maybe get a sub 20. It's a fast course. It's definitely the one I want to do my sub 19 on, but not today, I don't think. If not, I'm just going to run at my marathon pace, which is hopefully 4:15ish, so that's like a 21, just over 21 seconds, I think. So come with me, let's see how we get on. Pray for me, let's make it. Woo! It was meant to be all icy and cold, but I'm actually alright. I've got hand warmers inside my gloves, which is an absolute game changer. Highly recommend. And yeah, you get a few strides down, get some speed in the legs, and let's see what we can do. Come on, we can do this.
I might fall. I have lots of falls.
Okay. Shout out to this guy, because that is probably the last thing people want to hear, standing at a parkrun surrounded by people with over 600-700 people running, is that someone might fall over around you. I think he was saying it tongue-in-cheek. I'm sure he did great. Hopefully he didn't fall over, sir, and had a lovely time today, but that was just made me laugh at the start of the run. I got here just in time because the start is actually away from where you put your bags in Parkrun by the finish, and so they were all ready to go. I had to run about 500 meters the other way, chuck all my stuff down, and then get started. So here we are then. I didn't have the best of spots. I was right on the corner, and as I said, it is packed today. There was lots of other parkruns cancelled because of ice. Luckily R1 was on, so I'm just going to try and pick my way through the crowds at the start and see where we can get to. Now, just up ahead in the white hat and the green 250 top is the very famous YouTuber, Stephen from Film My Run. Now, I've seen him a few times in Worthing. I've not actually run with him properly before. This is the first time. He is a lovely, lovely man. Look at him there. What a handsome chap. But he's a very, very good runner. He does all these incredible ultras. I mean, I'm probably preaching to the choir here because he's got millions of viewers. I think he's got like 90,000 subscribers. So I'm sure you are aware of who he is. But he does these amazing ultra runs as well as fast park runs and stuff like that. Now, I knew that he's done like a 1920 something, I think a 1924, about a month ago when I did the double park run, when I sort of ran Worthing and then ran Lancing as well. So I knew that he was going to be someone to run nearby. If I wanted to go sub 20, he's a good target. And obviously, me being me, Mr. Competitive, I wanted to try and beat him as well. So I put in a bit of a dig early on. We're at 3:43 pace because I thought, hey, let's get him going, because I know that he'll see me come past and he'll want a piece of that as well. So let's see if he comes through and we can push each other on to a decent time here. Suddenly the sub 20 is looking more like how fast can we go below 20 rather than just survive it. So let's see how we get on. Right, 720 meters in, and we look to our left, and there he is. It's time to do some shake and bake.
And it's shake and bake time.
Here we go then. We've got the placings now because I wasn't going to go back and work them all out because there were so many people at that very chaotic start. So as we take over Pink Short Lady, we're going to get into 27th place. But as soon as we do that, old Glove Boy turns up and ruins my parade. He's doing very well. I'm just checking the camera as well. I always like to do that. It's a bit of a lucky charm since I did that at Wakehurst the other day. So we've got a nice little group here, all spread out. You can see it's not that windy as far as headwind goes. It's a southerly wind. But we're just yeah, all settling in. This is where you find out who's gone out too hot and also who's been a bit more conservative or got stuck at the back, because you get people coming through still as well, as we do a bit of a double overtake on these two gentlemen as Stephen comes through. And I'm just gonna keep my eye on him because I'm not going to necessarily follow straight away. My plan is to do a good negative split. I really want to hammer the 4th kilometre especially and the 5th, because I've got a lot of kilometres in my legs already as we go through that 1st kilometre in a 3:57. So that's a nice steady start. Yeah, considering I've done 9k already, a decent tempo pace as well, but I was feeling it in my legs and I wasn't feeling too sprightly, so I didn't want to follow any feet just yet, because I wanted to wait for the turnaround. And when I knew I had roughly 2k to go, I know that I can put a decent go in then and give a bit of a kick and see what I can do. Here we are then, 1 mile in for all your Imperial perverts, and it's a 6:24. And as you can see, Stephen's getting away from me. He's been dragging out that last 600 meters. He's been doing really well and getting that distance. So I'm gonna stay calm. I'm not gonna go too hard. As you can see, my heart rate in the top left, I'm struggling slightly at this sort of pace, and I'm waiting to give that kick like I said beforehand. So I'm just going to try and follow some feet here and have a look. Hyrox man on the right here, who looks absolutely buff. I'm sure he can literally bench press me on any day of the week. So I think I'll stick with him and see if we can try and get a bit of a group together where we can try and take some people ahead who have maybe gone out a bit too hot. Because I still feel confident, even though I'm struggling, I'm confident in that final 2k that I can really push on and use the speed in my legs to my advantage. As you can see from the flag in the top left there, it is a bracing southerly wind, which does still make a difference compared to no wind at all. You think a headwind would be the main one, and it obviously is, but a side wind, a crosswind, can also be a bit of a game changer to your speed. So I think this isn't the perfect conditions that people would be after for PBs and stuff like that. And as we cross the 2k mark, bang on, it's almost like they've measured it properly. That's crazy, isn't it? We hit a 4:05 second kilometre. Happy with that. I've settled in and I know that I can bust out some decent Ks in the last bit, so I'm not panicking too much. I know a sub 20 is well within my reach today, as the leading runners come absolutely storming through. There's 26 people ahead of me. How many of these people am I going to be able to catch today? On the turnaround, we're going to put in a bit of a dig and we're going to see just how close. Can we get a top 20 today? Who knows? Let's have a look. Here we come to the 180-degree turn, and as you can see, there goes Stephen and my other targets just ahead. Hyrox is doing a fantastic job. Look at this, sprints out through. You've got to get that pace straight back up, and we can see our targets up ahead. Now, this is the other way back, and this is where I'm going to really start pushing on. Can I get those 7 places to try and get that top 20? Because there's a good decent amount of people within range here, and if I can really push on down this back stretch, we can maybe reach that goal. And certainly by doing that, we'll be going well below sub 20, which is absolutely a bonus. Oh, who is this? Canvas jacket man overtaking me. There's an absolute liberty, and he speeds up, then he slows down, and I'm between Hyrox, my good friend Mr. Hyrox, and Canvas Jacket Man, and I'm stuck. So I think, stuff this, I'm going for it, I'm kicking on, and straight past them, and then Cole Palmer, sorry, your collateral damage today, ice in my veins, going straight past you. So already we've made those places, and we're down to 25th. And we've got Mr. Quote on his shirt, and I read that quote, it's a T.S. Eliot quote about trying really hard, and I thought, tell you what mate, I'm going to use that to overtake you. I do apologise, but you're the one wearing it, and off we go. Let's see how many more we can get. Going through past Quote Man into 24th place. So only 4 more places, and we're just over halfway. So we've still got plenty more running to do, and we are approaching my favourite kilometre, the 4th kilometre, the one that everyone hates. I'm starting the movement to love it more than any other one. So I am mentally preparing myself, because I am going to absolutely go for it. And that's when I'm going to try and reel these other runners in, as well as Stephen, who is still, I can see him just in the distance. He's pulled out a bit more of a gap. He's running really, really well. And I want to thank him personally, because without him, I wouldn't have had that target, and I wouldn't have really gone for it in this final bit, and it certainly was something for me to shoot for. Crossing the 3 kilometre mark then, and it's a 3:59, so we're back under that sub 20 pace, which I'm really happy with, and that's just going to kick me on, because it is time to party.
when it's time to party, we will party hard.
Straight in with the overtake. We're building up that pace. We're now creeping below towards 350 pace. So we're down to 23rd. Only 3 more places to get that top 20. Second mile done in 6:24. We're nearly home. We're loving life. We're edging closer and closer to green top leggings, man. Leggings, nah. Too hot for that. Be in shorts. Get yourself a personal best. You only get personal best in shorts. Everyone knows that. Straight past for 22nd place. And now we've got Mr. Multicolour Shoe. And who's that just in front of Multicolour Shoe Man? It's Stephen. They're in range. Now, I don't want to close this gap too soon and not have anything ready for the kick at the end, but we're now 3:49 pace and I'm slowly but surely reeling these guys in. As we approach the 4th kilometre then, Multicolour Shoe Man has been brought into my clutches as again we cross the Parkrun line there, bang on, and it's a 3:51. We are cooking on gas. We have enjoyed that 4th kilometre, we have sat into it and it has paid absolute dividends. So we're going to go past this guy and we've got 1 kilometre to try and close that gap to Stephen. Now it doesn't look like that much of a gap, but that is a long way when you're running at 3:48 pace. I can tell you my heart rate, look at that, it's going up to 184. I haven't seen that high in these park runs we've done recently. As we commit to the overtake and we get that 21st place, there's another person just in front of Stephen, but I think they're a bit too far out of reach now. So I am now kicking on 3:45. We're making our move because I want to get him before it's time for a sprint finish. I want to give him time to think about how hard it's going to be till the end, and I can kick on faster and faster if I can. Here we go then. I want to leave a sprinter's gap. I want to go past with pace so he doesn't have a chance to latch on to the back. So I get in the slipstream and I go for the slingshot.
Slingshot engaged.
As we go through then and go past, I want to make sure that I create an immediate gap so he doesn't have that chance to think that he can stay with me. I want to kick on, but I also don't want to blow up. We've still got 600 meters to go. So we're at 3:40 pace now. I'm absolutely kicking on as hard as I can. 3:39. This is a really big push and I would not have done it if Stephen wasn't in this race. So I want to say a huge thank you again to him because, you know, parkrun is all just fun. It's not a race and all that jazz and the placings and all that stuff doesn't matter. But if you make it like it, it makes it much more fun and enjoyable for me personally anyway, because in my head, this is what was going on.
Takes off on the right hand side. Look at Van der Poel going from behind though. Look at Van der Poel on the left hand side. Mathieu Van der Poel's going to do it. Mathieu Van der Poel, this is incredible. I have never ever seen anything like this in my life.
I am absolutely pushing now. We're going to the final bit where it gets a little bit choppy with the lefts and the rights and stuff like that. I look behind and I see a man in a red jacket. I don't know where he's come from, but he's hunting me down. So I kick on again, 3:36 pace. There's not long to go whatsoever. That's a 3rd mile in a 6:07. And I actually did my fastest ever 2 miles I've ever done, which is the last 2 miles of this park run. So blue shirt is out of the question. I'm not even I can't even see him. All I'm doing is listening for the footsteps. I'm not sure where Stephen is either. As far as I'm aware, he's right on my tail and that is pushing me on. So here we go through the choppy changey, left and right, trying to keep on the pavement as much as possible and then sprinting for the finish down to 3:19. We're absolutely flying. I'm really happy with that kick. 3:16 and we come in to the finish for a 19:30 and I am absolutely gassed. A massive thank you to all the runners, particularly Stephen, who really kicked me on there. That is the beauty of parkrun. I could have gone out for an all-out 5k and I reckon I'd have done 2-3 minutes slower and thought I'd run just as hard. So that competitive feeling inside me, everyone can take it differently, but for me, having that competitive thing, even if it's just me doing it against people who aren't even aware they're in a race, that helps me to push on even harder. So when it does come to a proper race, I'm raring and ready to go. So there were 633 runners, which is absolutely incredible to see. 20th place, 3rd in my age group. We all know that means absolutely nothing, but it's still fun to mention. So yeah, really happy with how that went. I then went and ran another 8k as quick as I could, which wasn't saying much, to be fair. I wanted to look after my leg and not blow my calves or anything like that, so took it relatively easy. But overall it's about 22k's worth of running today with that one 1935k in the middle of it, so really happy. I'd love to see what I can do at Worthing without the 9k before and in even better conditions, because the aim is to go sub 19 in the near future. So if you're around, you want to pace me, you want to do some running in Worthing, then come along and then we can go for that goal. Anyway, till next time, peace out. Massive thanks to all the volunteers. You are all absolute legends. It couldn't happen without you. So yeah, thank you very much. Remember to like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts and comments and where I should go run next, or if you want to run with me or anything like that. There's Stephen, absolute legend. Check his channel out if you haven't. I'm sure you already have. But yeah, thanks very much. See you later. Yeah.